Welcome to episode number 76 of the BEBC
BS
Podcast. And you're like, BS? And you're like, that's funny because we were trying to figure out what to name this. And you new guys don't know this story. My wife came up with that. She says, I know these guys, it's just a bunch of BS. So that's how that came about to be.
There you have it.
So, morning, fellas.
Morning.
How is everybody?
We've got bright, shiny faces in the chairs this morning.
We do. We have we have a full table, which is awesome because Nolan wasn't here last week. Alan is still out sick. Thad wasn't here last week, and we said, forget it. We're going to fill these chairs with somebody. So we have the brain trust of the Allen Eagle basketball program with us today. So thank you, Clark Cipoletta, head coach. Philip Manning, assistant.
Yeah, assistant. Yeah.
All right,
And then this guy.
and then our brother John Olchak, who all.
That don't work with me. That doesn't work with you, buddy.
Oh, okay, that was funny.
Waiting to try it.
Yeah, John Olchak's with us too. You're still coaching freshman team, is that correct? Great. And we've been trying to have you on for a couple months, and things just haven't worked out between sickness and schedules and everything. So thanks for being here today.
Yeah.
We are excited to talk about Allen Eagle basketball because change has happened, and not that that's a bad thing. You know, we love the former coaches; they were great with us, but they've moved on to different things, and we're glad to have you here.
Yeah.
So,
We embrace change. We're the constant.
yeah.
Everything else changes around us. We're good, but we embrace change.
I would. We're here all the time.
I would.
So, welcome to Allen.
Thank you. Thank you, Brad.
Did you come with him?
I did. Yeah.
All right. So, for those of you that don't know, we're going to go backgrounds here because
Okay.
I think that's important for everybody to understand. Where were you born?
New London, Texas.
New London. That's East Texas, right?
East Texas, yes, sir.
All right.
Right.
What close to what?
Kilgore, Henderson.
Please don't
area.
sir me. That's not I know we're a lot older than that.
That's where Darla's from.
Darla's from New London?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Really?
What's the family name, last name?
Chandler.
Was that her married name or her maiden
That's
name?
her maiden name.
Chandler. You know Chandler. New London can't be that big, can it?
900 people.
There you
There you
go.
go.
Big.
That's about the
Wow.
size of it. Yeah.
So you walk into the halls of Allen High School, and you're like, man, this is, 6 times bigger.
than New London.
Yeah, 7 times bigger than New London.
Exactly.
Awesome. So New London, college.
Went to LaTerno for a year, then went to Stephen F. Austin for 4 years. So.
There you go.
Lumberjacks.
Right there. See, we already got a connection. And I
Oh,
feel
you
bad for you.
lumberjack and
So, graduated SFA,
Yes, sir.
and then what?
And then I got a job at Sulphur Springs. I was the junior high coach a year.
Okay.
Was the JV coach the next 2 years, and then varsity coach the fourth, and been there ever since. Was there 10 years. And
10.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing. That's
called you.
for basketball.
Yeah.
For basketball coaches, that's good.
Yeah.
10 years at Sulphur Springs.
It's a good decade. Got to really build my brand and just kind of figure out how to do this thing. And Coach Manning was a large part of that. He was my first hire there. So
Really?
we just kind of
Awesome.
built it together.
Together. So your background.
So I'm from Flint, Michigan originally.
Whoa!
Yeah,
my
well-
daughter would hate you.
Yeah.
She's an Ohio State.
Oh, I'm a
Big
big,
from Michigan.
I'm a big Michigan fan. So
Oh,
yeah,
I can't
we
wait
wouldn't
to
get
get
along.
you two together.
Huge Michigan fan.
That's
but,
awesome. Go blue.
Go blue, yeah, for sure. Not so much how I feel about the football team. We're doing okay this year, but haven't
Yeah.
played anybody. But anyways, but yeah, so we moved down here to Texas when I was 10. My dad was a pastor in Greenville. He just recently retired.
Oh, cool.
So I grew up in Greenville. I went to college at A&M Commerce. My first
Go
job,
Lions.
go Lions, go Lions. My first job was at Bell's. My very first year outside of Sherman, little
Yeah.
2A school.
Yeah.
And then this guy brought me on at Sulphur Springs. He got the head coaching job and went over there and were able to be a part of some really special program, building the program up from the ground up pretty much for 5 years. And then my wife took a job over here in the Metroplex, and I came and I was on the staff at Plano Senior for a year. And then last year I was on the staff at Denton Braswell.
We might have yelled at him.
I'm sure if you were at the Braswell game last year, I was the first assistant at Braswell last year.
Okay.
So yeah, and then Coach Sip got this job and gave me a phone call, and I mean,
Here you are.
it's Allen and it's working for Sip, so yeah, it's a perfect situation. Couldn't pass it up. So excited
That's
to be
cool.
here. Yeah.
And I really don't know, John. And I'm going to say that. Where did you go to college? I don't even know.
Amberton University.
Okay, yeah.
I took a different route.
Yeah.
I worked for Bank of America Home Loans
That's
for
right.
13 years at a high school.
Yep,
Graduated at Allen.
yep.
And then about when I was 25, I decided I didn't like corporate world. So,
It's a mess.
I still don't like it.
Yeah.
so
We all want to be coaches. In
went
fact,
to-
it's funny, hold that thought. You will not believe how many times we'll go eat breakfast or something, and we'll have our searchers and say, "Are y'all the Allen football coaches?" We're like, "Yeah."
What do you need to know?
Yeah. So you switched. You made the move.
yeah, went to college. I was 25,
Yep.
working full time.
Yep.
Amberton, it's out there in Garland. So I went online. And then after I got my degree, did the alternative teaching certification route, and then this was the first job I got.
Basketball.
Yeah.
Is basketball your like true love?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You could not pay me enough to coach football in Texas. I love football. So I do what I can with the program without
Yeah.
actually coaching it.
Sure.
So,
It's there's so much pressure.
oh yeah.
Not that there's not in any other sport, but in Texas,
Oh yeah,
it's
for sure.
amazing.
You got to deal with yahoos like us.
Yeah. Well, and you know, coming from a different state,
Oh yeah.
having seen things differently.
Oh, it's different. And
Oh, yeah.
It's a big deal, especially when my family comes here from Michigan. The first time they came here, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, there's a bunch of college teams here." I'm like, "No, those are high school stadiums. Those aren't college
Have
stadiums."
they been to an Allen game yet?
They haven't. They haven't. They they're in Michigan, and so they
Yep.
pretty much. They come down here maybe once every 3 or 4 years when someone gets married or something
Or has a
like
baby.
that.
Has
Or
babies,
has
yeah,
a baby.
yeah.
And obviously the last couple of years nobody's been really traveling much anywhere.
Yeah,
so haven't seen them because I have a 7-month-old at home and they haven't been down to see her yet.
Oh,
so
wow.
but hopefully,
It's time.
hopefully they need to come down here. But I told them they need to come to an Allen game when they come down here for
If
sure.
they do, have them come see us.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we love hosting people. It's we again, I don't know how much John has told you, but we tailgate every home game and most away games too. But we start about 2:00. Now, first game of the year we start at 7 in the morning. It's an all day affair. The rest of the time it's about a 2:00 start, and so we're there right outside the athletic facility. You can't miss us between the golf cart and the tents and everything. The flags, we're easy to spot. So
Yeah, definitely.
come by, bring your
Jamie
family.
giving us
Yeah,
more,
thank you.
Yeah, we'll feed you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll take good care of you and
Yeah, that sounds
show
good
you
to
some
me.
Texas hospitality. Yeah, you guys need to stop
Yeah,
by.
for
John,
sure.
when he's not busy, we'll stop by.
This man's the busiest student at LISD, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, well, Cheney says it's him, but I don't want to say.
Yeah, we're a little short-staffed
Are you
from
really?
that crew. There's just 3 of us now, and the other 2 are new. So
You're the old.
yeah,
He's the old man on the crew, which is funny to say. But anyhow, back to basketball. Why Allen? We had lunch with Coach Morris like 2 weeks after he was fired.
Yeah.
And the first question out of the box, and he was just like, we said, why Allen? You know, and it was a legitimate question
Yeah, well,
because, you know, for him, who had gone on to the college ranks and very high level college ranks, it was like, why did you want to step back into high school football? And he gave us an answer in that. So we go, the same question, and you sort of answered it, but chance to be with him again. So
Yeah.
that for you, successful at Sulphur Springs, I'm pretty sure, I look back at your record, you did pretty well, especially the last 4 years. So,
Yeah, it was all right.
Not too bad.
But why were you willing to make that jump to Allen?
So all along, Sulphur Springs was great to me. I even consider it home to this
Yeah.
day. Was never looking to leave, but if there was a job I would leave for, there was like 2 or 3 jobs. I said, man, if this job ever comes open, like I'm going to go for it. It's just
Yep.
a no-brainer. The facilities, the kids, the area are just outstanding, and Allen was number 1 on that list. And those jobs come up once in a lifetime, and as soon as the job opened, I put my name in for the hat, and was blessed enough to get it. So that's just a no-brainer in high school sports, anything you're coaching.
Sure.
Just to be a part of Allen ISD and be a part of this, just the whole school system. And it was a family move as well, somewhere my kids could go to school.
Sure.
It made sense for my wife, so just checked every box for me and my family.
Right. Does your wife work?
She's a teacher at
Okay.
Lindsay Elementary,
Okay.
which is in McKinney city limits.
City of McKinney.
But
City
it's
of
Allen
McKinney.
Allen
ISD.
ISD.
Yeah.
She's a teacher there. I
Yeah.
have a 4-year-old, well, just turned 5. He's in pre-K right by Lindsay Elementary. I have a 12-year-old who's at Curtis.
Okay.
He plays football. And then I have an older
You
adopted
check
son at Stephen F.
Okay.
So,
So, you know.
yeah.
Well, that's cool. The 12-year-old probably knows Will. We need to see Will Cockrell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Will's a good buddy of ours. We met Will shortly after they moved.
That
here.
kid's going to be a coach.
He's awesome. He's become a good friend of ours. So we know somebody at Curtis. Like Nolan and David went and watched him play a couple of weeks ago. So
We
eighth
think we
grade?
did.
Seventh grade. Oh, he's seventh
Yes.
grade. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, we'll have to check him out.
Yeah.
When we do that. So now you're at Allen. You've been here 2 months, 3 months.
A little longer. I came
You
right
came
at the
summer.
end last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
And
came at the
then
end of
all
the year.
summer I've been here.
All right.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I love it. It's
I was hoping.
definitely a wonderful place, wonderful people.
Yep.
I almost have to pinch myself, daily just because of just how good the kids are. At Sulphur Springs, we kind of had a harder head type of kid, just a rougher type of kid, which was good. I mean, we were able to be successful and win with those kids. But here, there's really not a kid that really fits that mold. I mean, there's kids that need us, but all of them are super coachable. They show up. You don't have to beg them to be here. They love each other. They love playing with each other. So every day I'm just in awe, of their commitment to, wanting to play together and, being a part of the basketball program.
Okay. Did you have to? You look like you were.
Well, just curious about the transition. Going into Sulphur Springs. How did that kind of happen for you? You got to get used to the program, used to just administrators, all that stuff.
You're talking about here or at?
Yeah, here. Coming from Sulphur, we don't care about Sulphur.
Yeah.
I mean, we love you. We love where you've been, but kind of how is it getting used to the new program and that? Because this is new for you.
It is, and this guy's really helped a lot. Coach
Awesome.
Olchak, when I came in, he was, hey, this is where we needed to go. This is who you need to talk to. If you need this is the solution to that problem. So having someone who was already on the inside who really knew Allen ISD was a blessing in disguise for me. So I relied on him, especially the first 4 months. I was calling him every second of every day. It seemed like and he was just helping me with who to talk to. And
That's great.
Who do I need to?
Please leave me alone.
No, I'm just glad you didn't say I was his right hand man.
No, I'm saving that one.
No lie.
That needs to be in the book.
That's how he introduced me. He goes, "Oh, this is John, man. He's been my right hand man." John looks at him like, so yeah.
Have you met Robin Bulk yet?
I have.
Don't let her know that you know us.
I have.
So she doesn't watch this?
Robin's a good friend of ours.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was really the same. It sounds, Sulphur Springs was a 5A, Allen's 6A, but it's a one-school town.
Yep.
There's a lot of similarities within the program, and once you've ran a program, a lot of this stuff is the same. Getting officials, setting up summer stuff, coordinating gym time. So a lot of that we already kind of had, idea on, but who to talk to, when to talk to them.
Yeah.
This guy's really helped us on that.
That's good.
Good. So what's your transition been like? Because you've hopped around a little bit.
I have. I was, like I said, I was in Sulphur Springs with him for 5 years, and then I worked for Coach Christian at Plano for a year as a JV coach, and then Braswell last year. And so it was a little bit more of a shock to my system when I went to Plano because Sulphur Springs has 1,300 kids in the high school, and Plano had 2,500 juniors and seniors.
Right.
And so that was. That was kind of a culture shock for me a little bit to get used to. But then, Braswell is kind of more of the same. But coming in here, I mean, it's such a larger scale, when it comes to even, I teach world history there. So, I live actually right across the street from where you guys were last night, from McKinney ISD Stadium. And it takes me longer to walk from the gym to my classroom than it does for me to drive from my house to the school.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of an adjustment. But, man, it's been – the people here are great. The administrators are great. Teachers and the students, like Coach Chip was saying, I mean, I've never been around a group of kids that were so respectful, and they soak up everything you tell them, and everywhere has its different challenges, but here it's just been, man, it's crazy how easy the transition has went for us. It's just been so smooth. The people around us, and obviously, Sip isn't the only one calling John, myself, and Coach Fleming, who isn't here. He's at the cross country meet right now. Like, we lean on him for a lot too. Like, hey, how do we put these bus requests in? Things like that, all the stuff we have to take care of. And so it's been really, really nice. Like, I mean, we owe John a lot for helping us transition.
And I think you
in
just
here.
said something which a lot of people don't realize is how much you have to take care of besides just coaching a basketball.
Oh, for
team.
sure.
You know, even in a large district school like Allen, you're still responsible for all
You
that
mean your
stuff.
secretaries don't take care of that?
Your administrative assistants.
Myself, John, Coach Fleming, we're his secretaries. We are his people.
We divide and conquer.
Yeah, we do.
Well, you have to.
We do.
Yeah.
And there is a lot that can, especially if you don't, and that's what I think Coach Ship was getting at too, is like, wherever you go, there's a ton of stuff you have to do when it comes to officials and bus requests, and you got to, like, how does it work? Where do we feed the kids? What tournaments are we going to? Jerseys, equipment, where we stand on that. And so that's the same in every program, but here it's just like a little bit of a larger scale. Yeah. So got to adjust to that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Does the basketball program take advantage of, I guess, some of the Nike sponsorship, or is that just a football thing?
No, we do.
Yeah.
We're kind of tied into that same, I guess, group is what you would call it.
Sure.
But, we have to wear Nike, and we still have the same reps that they do. So,
Okay.
All right, I'm going to ask a stupid question. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, I was going to say, I'm not sure we get quite the hookup.
Well,
Probably gets.
Like 150 pairs of sneakers.
Which may be the answer.
We don't have the
to question
helicopter
is-
dropping off platinum cleats you can't buy
Not yet,
anywhere
not
else.
yet.
You know, the Huracan.
And James just said it because a lot of teams wear the same shoes, and I know Allen's never worn the same shoes. Is that one of the reasons? Is they're
No,
not provided?
we do. They, they get worn a little bit more, obviously, and so through the practices and the games, and you'd be amazed at the number of shoes in our kids' lockers that they'll go through.
Yep.
But we provide them a pair. Then obviously they get some from their summer teams, and then it's just a matter of like a comfort level with them, and then each staff is different as far as what they require.
Yep.
And then sometimes if there's delays getting, like we never got our shoes last year, we ordered, they were backlogged, and then by the time that they had them and stuff, there was just a couple weeks left in the season. So there's different things that kind of play a role. I think it might be a little different though this year.
See, we have lots of little questions that come up during games and stuff, and like we got chastised a couple of years ago.
Wait. Here's the question. It's a quiz question. Do you follow a
No.
shot? Stop it!
I already told them about that. I already told them, and I started to actually write a sign in case you had that thing.
We're watching these kids shoot three, and they're sitting there like, watching it. Oh, is it going in? Follow your shot. Follow your shot.
And we were told
They said
that was a no-no.
So we tell to finish your shot. So that's like a big
We
adjustment.
we're told to make it, right?
Pretty much. Make your shot.
Focus
On that.
Focus, make it.
I don't care. That's one of the things when we teach in shooting is
Yeah.
like almost freezing your shot at the end.
Yep.
Like just focus on making it. Focus on keeping perfect form. Don't focus on anything else. If you're shooting it and thinking you're just gonna go get it, you're probably gonna miss.
Right.
So
Yeah.
So you do not follow
change
your
that
shot.
mindset.
That does make sense for the 6 inches between.
So just
this.
yell, finish your shot. That
It's
changes.
That's good.
And you got
All right.
four other guys on the floor that should be able to go get that rebound.
Yeah.
First game, we're yelling at. They're just going, oh, wow.
Yeah, we got our hands slapped on that when we brought it up before. So we were just going to bring it up again.
I did tell them about that.
We were prepared.
Yeah,
we were prepared for that.
Well, but that's good. That's a good thing because now we're going to be yelling, finish that shot.
Well, and that's good.
Yeah, and when he
It's good
makes
to
it.
understand how you're instructing them, so we're not thinking, something different. Because again,
What the hell's this new coach doing?
you might hear that a time or two, but
That's fine.
It's okay.
That's okay.
It comes with the job.
no, that won't come from us. We're too busy dealing with.
Hey, my son just texted me and said to say hi to you guys.
Hey, son, how's it
He
going?
can't hear you. He
Oh, I
texted.
know.
It was a text.
Hello?
We were just responding. Tell him to call in. We'll talk to him.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
God almighty.
What?
Well, nothing.
Shoot.
Nolan doesn't like children.
Yeah, no.
I've had my two.
He's an adult.
Yes.
You got that third one that walks around on 4 legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thor.
So, okay, here we go. What's your take on what you have to work with this year?
I think we got a good mix of young and older kids. You got some returners coming back, not a lot, but
Yep.
you have some. And then you have a good group of young kids. We got 2 kids that moved back from various schools that went to middle school here. They'll obviously play a huge role.
Okay.
We have a couple of other sophomores and even a freshman who I think is going to help us as well. So I think we have a good blend.
So, am I hearing him saying he's taking your freshman off your team?
It's our team.
Oh.
We're all one big program.
Oh.
TOE. Team of everything.
But yes,
Okay.
that's
And
happening.
slap.
Yeah, he's very talented as well. But I think we're going to be a little inexperienced, so
Yep.
just trying to get them into some game situations early, play some people early, play in different events.
Mhm.
That's really going to test us, and
Yep.
just kind of see how tough we are. I think we shoot it really well. I think we play together, and we play hard. So
Okay.
when you add those 3 things into any team, I think you stand a chance.
All right, I'm going to ask this question just because we're always amazed by it, and I'm sure everybody who watches the basketball program at Allen is too. Who's the tallest person? Is Miles going to be your tallest person?
Nah.
You have somebody.
Spitzer, Zach
Spitzer,
Spitzer,
okay.
Spitzer.
6'8".
Yeah.
The
So
blonde.
he's grown a little
the
bit.
long-
Yeah.
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 He had a good summer.
Because it's always amazed us, and again, all of our kids went to Allen. And, you know,
Mine actually played varsity basketball.
yeah.
Okay.
James has lived out here since when did you move here, James?
95.
95,
Yeah,
and I moved here in 95,
95.
95,
93.
94. So we've seen, you know, and it's just always amazed us in a school that size that there's no 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" kids.
Well, we've seen them in the stands.
Yes, we have. But it's just amazing. And again, you know, it's just a demographic, I guess, but they're just not there. So it's kind of surprising. So we always ask the question every year because we look around and say,
We get
okay,
these all centers.
did anybody grow?
It's funny you said that because to me that was the biggest eye-opening thing when I first got here because I expected there to be because at Sulphur Springs we had 6'9", 6'10". I mean, we were huge.
Yeah.
We were some of the biggest teams, not only in 5A, probably in the state of Texas.
Sure.
So we played through the post a lot, really just threw the ball inside and
Yep.
punished teams physically. So here, and I've always wanted guards. I've never had a bunch of guards. I always had a bunch of bigs.
Yeah,
And
Allen's
so-
the place to come from.
so, I got my wish.
Yeah, you did.
I got
Yeah.
5 guards on the floor.
Right.
Really. So we'll play a much different style than we
So
played
you can
at
post
Sulphur.
those guards. That's what I'm hearing
I
you
can
say.
post those guards up.
See, I've always wondered that too, and I mean we've had them sporadically. You know, Jimani,
Kimani, yeah.
Um, you know there's an Allen kid right now. He's at Sunrise though. He's about 6'10".
Yeah.
You know, and then there have been some of the ones in the stands, obviously, but
We were like homeschooled.
but sometimes, yeah. But the kid is also like 21. But
Oh, he plays on that football team that's been going around.
Out of Ohio, huh?
yeah. But you know, some of those there were different reasons, you know, but yeah, I've always thought the same. Like, I mean, even me growing up here, I remember there was one kid who moved out here from Arkansas. He's like a 7-footer, but he wasn't very good. But yeah, just height. You would think with the number there'd be more.
Exactly. And
There's
if you're not, you know,
there's a couple freshmen though that
Look like
Sophomores.
could potentially
Yeah.
be
big growth.
end up there. Yeah, already.
Because we look around the district, you know, and again, our district changes from year to year. But a couple of years ago, when
Oh, God.
Anthony Morgan had basically the whole
Yeah.
AAU team,
Yeah.
you know, playing for him.
Looked like Flower Mound Marcus.
Well, you know, and then Coach Long at Geyer a couple of years ago had some, you know, Jalen Wilson and those guys. They were just studs, and you're like, "Where's ours at? We got 6,000 kids."
Yeah.
Pretty sure we beat them though, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
That was the
Just,
one
I
of
was
the
just
epic-
trying to. I was trying to remember. I was just trying to remember.
Ever
Oh, my God.
played? You beat them. To watch a head
Now, you guys
coach
know about that
And
game.
he
right?
Oh, of
just
course.
cried. He
were
was
sitting
so
there just
frustrated.
No, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know?
It was awesome. But yes, you did beat them.
He wouldn't pull his
But-
bigs. Wouldn't pull the bigs.
Yeah.
You remember though when you were like, what happened when we lost by like 20 out there, and you were like, "Oh, we're so disappointed you drove all the way out there for that."
You
I was like, "Just trust me."
You
I couldn't.
Y'all need to stay away from this one.
Like, just trust me.
Yeah.
That was such a great game.
No, that was
Set up.
It was great, but that's one of the things we always wonder about it, because you do play, and I don't know what. I guess we can talk about district this year, and McKinney obviously is still loaded. Those guys were young, and those two guys they got are really pretty good players. It's going to be a challenge, and I don't know besides them who
They got a pretty good surrounding cast around them too. So
And they came from nowhere a couple years ago.
Yeah, they kind of did.
Well, those
like
same kids though were freshmen on there,
Well, yeah.
They've been
taking
able-
the lumps
they've been
a little
able to
bit.
keep them, which
Yeah,
is another hard thing to do. Like
It
you
is.
said, you got an young kid at Sunrise. There's a lot of that going on where, for whatever reasons, kids leave a program to go to a private school
John
or
Peck.
something.
We lost.
Yeah, man.
several.
But remind me to ask you something before you leave. So don't let me forget, because I'm old and I do that. But it is hard to keep exceptional players a lot of times, and so when you get them, you want to keep them. And I guess Stomper's been able to do that up there, in McKinney. So McKinney will be a team. I think will be one of the better ones. Who else?
well, I mean, McKinney's
You came from Braswell.
Yeah, so I've been in this district. Well, really, because before the reclassification, I was at Plano, so I've been playing the same teams for the last couple of years. But McKinney will have a lot coming back. They're probably the favorite to win the
Sure.
district.
Yeah, they should be.
And they should be.
Guys got a couple of young kids
Guys
too,
got
with
two.
some returners.
Yeah, guys got Kyle Lindsay, who just committed to UNLV, and two freshmen that are pretty solid.
And he'll play those guys. He'll
Of
play,
course, yeah, for sure.
Very good.
And aside from
Prosper's
that,
got some talent.
Prosper's got talent. Boyd has
Boyd,
probably one of
yeah.
their best teams that they've had.
This is the best boy team I've seen.
I mean, because we're pretty close with Josie. Sip
I
having
worked
for
under
him.
him for 2 years. At
Did you
Sulphur
really?
Springs.
Yeah.
So he was
Oh,
at
he was there?
He was at Sulphur Springs for 2 years.
So he coached that much and he was there too?
Can't rely.
Or his boy just turned him into that?
No, we were pretty bad in Sulphur Springs, so he might have cussed more.
He left Allen to go to Sulphur. Josie did.
No, I had
He's
no
an
idea.
Allen guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
We- we-
Probably
he's an
why
Allen guy. No
he
wonder he
doesn't-
hates us.
Thank you. I didn't have to say that.
Oh my God! It just dawned on me.
You
That's
probably
Josie. That would
He was Faye's
Coach Cole?
assistant.
Yeah, he coached my son.
What the hell?
Hey, plug him out.
Did you go to your son's?
Yeah, and I was cussing out Spay every time.
Faye.
That's
Good old
funny.
Faye.
Well, there you see, now you can go up to him.
He's great. I love that guy. He's awesome.
But
Well,
I know
Boyd-
Braswell will be a little bit down. R.J. Jones, who was our leading scorer last year at Braswell, he went to John Paul.
Okay.
So they're going to be, and we graduated a bit. They graduated a little bit, not we anymore. They graduated a little bit off of last year's team.
So
they'll
what
be
I'm
there a
hearing
little
is
bit.
Little
gonna
Elm's
be-
got some
It's
good guards.
It's McKinney.
Little Elm's got some good
Little-
guards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really, it's
Wide open.
it's McKinney, and then everybody else is just
trying to figure it out.
Fighting for scraps, yeah.
This will be a fun year.
we're trying to get those last three spots.
And then realignment.
Yeah. Well, that's cool though. I mean, I like it's been interesting because Allen has really, and John, correct me if I say this wrong, has really not been the favorite in basketball at any point in a while. And
We
again,
weren't even the favorite when we won state.
No.
Oh my gosh, no.
Maybe that second year under Joe after Isaiah left,
okay,
because Jesuit lost those guys,
yeah,
Asmus and Marble.
right,
Because even the year before it was probably them,
yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, I had to
That's
coach.
good.
I had to coach against that team. They were definitely the favorite in the district that year.
I guess it's all on perspective.
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
But it typically, and again, you're at it, and I'm going to say this, and everybody's going, you're at a football school,
Yeah.
what you're known for, but it doesn't mean you can't be good. Because you look around, and we've noticed this in the last couple of years, the level of athletics in Allen has really, it's really stepped up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, from wrestling obviously has been great. The girls' basketball team has gotten better. The volleyball team has gotten better. And then you get into all the other stuff.
Softball's been good the last couple of years.
It's all
really
stepped
turned
up.
around. Yeah.
And so I think, I don't know about all fans, but fans' expectations, they rise with that. And so, and just like y'all have high expectations, there are a lot of other people that do too. Yeah. It's just a matter of, okay, can you get the culture built?
Yep.
You're putting in a new program. I'm sure it's probably different than the old program on how things are done. And what's so funny? You can say
I'm seeing a lot of
McCullough loves this, Oh, you from him?
No. I didn't do anything. No, it's just you're building a new
We usually
thing.
do. That's why we just look.
No,
around.
he just randomly giggles in his head because
No, it works.
Well, I'm thinking you're building a new program,
Yeah.
and from our perspective, you've got to love the energy. You're not an old guy. That's great. We love that. You've got
reminding me.
good experience. Well, you're not old either. I don't see
I'm
a
the oldest
heck
guy
of a
on the
lot of
staff.
gray.
That's why I keep it so short.
Yeah, there you go.
And
But
see,
we
something
love
said
it.
the
I mean, we love it. We've always loved John and his focus and the things that he does. But we just love having an energetic staff, one that's vocal, one where you feel like they've got the kids' best interest at heart. They're really aggressive in terms of their coaching. You're not sitting back there in the stands wondering, what the heck is he doing? And not hearing anything from it. So that's why we're glad to have you on, because we can kind of get a sense, okay, we're not the tallest team. We're going to have to be more aggressive. We're going to have to be much more precise passing, much more precise in the shooting. Are we a three-point team? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe we're a drive to the whole team. Yeah.
And that's what
We
we're
love
excited
that.
to see. Because we have no idea. I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't gone back. Checked out Sulphur Springs.
Yep.
I know you went to state in 19. Is that right?
2019.
At 19.
Yeah. That's it, because it's not easy.
Right.
No.
I mean, we've seen these guys have some battles with some teams. In the year that they did go to state, you may have seen it coming. None of us saw it coming. And just watching, what it takes to make it happen. It's not easy, because so many things can happen in a basketball game.
Easy.
Momentum changes so quick. A block shot, a couple threes in a row, turnovers. Bad calls by the officials. I'm gonna say it. It happens. There's a lot that can happen that can change a basketball game in a heartbeat.
Well, and there's 30 of them. So, it's you got to get hot at the right time.
Yep.
And, that was a lot of, we had successful teams in Sulphur Springs, but we were able to bring it all together. And we battled through a lot that year. In 2019, we actually lost our leading scorer for the whole district, like our whole district schedule. He broke his foot.
Really?
And he came back for the playoffs, and we were able to still go undefeated. And so, like you said, there's you got to battle injuries, and you got to battle tough environments to go play in. And we were coming out of Lancaster's region, so you got to battle Lancaster. And
we've seen these guys.
yeah, and so Lancaster, Kimball, Sauk, and all in that region that we came out of. So it's kind of, you got to have that perfect combination of everybody on the same page at the same time, and then that perfect combination of opponents that you're going to see as well, that you match up well with.
Sure. So what can we expect? What are we going to see?
Fast paced. We're going to play very fast. Once again, we're smaller, so we're not going to try to slow teams down. We're going to play together. We're really going to share the ball. We project on any given night. Anybody could be our leading scorer. I don't think we're going to have one guy just be 25 points per game, and the others, I look for a ton of 15 to 16 point per game guys. So we're going to really share it. We're going to really move the ball back and forth. We're going to be really tough defensively. We're a big defensive staff, so we really take pride on the defensive end.
Yeah.
we like that.
Give me 5 Tylen
A lot of steals, a lot of charging.
Just getting in their jock and not letting
You
them
can go
go.
watch him again. He's at Colin.
Yeah, that's that mentality we're trying to
He's
try to
playing
preach here. Yeah.
Okay, good. I love his mom.
And it was neat. Like our first 2 weeks starting the season, we're starting to establish our defense and plug in stuff, and no one would slide over and take charges. It was crazy. Maybe one or two, and then about 2 or 3 weeks later, I think on every drive attempt, somebody's trying to take a charge. So just trying to change the mindset, the toughness. And right now, their heads are spinning. To be honest, they're thinking way too much, so their feet aren't as fast as we need them to be yet. But we still got some time here. We're putting in different phases, and
I've heard a rumor you're a little bit of high energy on
just
the
a
bench.
little bit.
That's
I'm
awesome.
very high energy, but I'm that way in practice, and I'm that way in life.
Sure,
So,
you say that, wasn't it?
What?
so it's not just a game day deal. They know that to me all the time, and
Yeah.
I think
We'll love that.
players
We'll
feed off
I
of
like that. Yeah, we
Trust me.
feed off that.
And I think this day and age, the kids, they're going to take on the characteristics of the leader of the staff. So
Yep.
just trying to image that.
You bring up a good point because I got a very valid question for you. How many technicals have you got in the last 5 years?
Not a lot. Really, probably 3.
Really, yeah.
I expect 3 this year.
We probably get more than the coaches get.
Yeah.
Understands.
We push the limit.
You'll hear so much, you'll turn around and go,
I'm just wondering because to me, basketball officiating is the hardest.
It is.
Because things happen so fast,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's such a judgment, and you're at one end of the court and a foul happens down here. You see it totally different than they do, obviously, and it's
And we're still trying to figure out, okay, it's here. Why aren't you making this call? But this one way over
40
here
feet
is
away.
making
Yeah.
this call.
So it's so frustrating. I couldn't be a basketball coach because my temperament wouldn't allow it. So they'd kick me out every game.
I coached girls one year, and it was the worst decision of my life.
That's a physical
There's
game.
no
That's good,
crying
though.
in
Only 3?
basketball.
Well, and we try to focus on and try to instill in our players just control what you can control.
Yeah, right,
There's
exactly.
certain aspects of the game, certain aspects of life you're not going to be able to control, and if you get focused up on those things,
Yep.
it's going to take your energy and
Play beyond
focus
it.
off. Yeah. So even in practice, I tell them all the time I'm the worst official there ever is. I'll make bad calls on purpose in practice just to see how they
How they
respond.
react to it.
Right.
Oh, that's
and,
good.
And so just
That's good.
constantly, yeah.
I'd be like, Coach, you stepped out of bounds.
But
Yeah,
listen, keep
Whistle
playing.
didn't blow. You gotta keep playing.
I think just like that fire, that passion that like the kids want to see from the top. I think the same thing. Like if you get into it with the referees and the kids start looking for somebody to blame, and at the end of the day, like you said, we can't control it. Sure. We got to just we got to play with what we're given. So
they're watching you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we don't want to give them an excuse. We could just hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We're
Every
all,
once in a while, they make a really bad call, and
Yeah.
I'll
And
have
that's
to
those are
mention
those 3
something.
technicals,
Yeah,
right?
so, yeah.
And
Here
sometimes
comes
it's like a
technical number
baseball.
1.
It's like a baseball manager. Sometimes you've got to sacrifice yourself to get some level of spark or something, and get them
Yeah.
moving past that hump.
I'll
Whatever
never
it is.
forget. I think it was last year, maybe last year or the year before. His wife comes up to me after the freshman. John got a technical. I was like, "What? John? There's no
I
way."
think he might be the most fiery on the staff.
It's a growth process.
Yeah.
Like when I first started, no, honestly, like I was the same. Like you get so wrapped up in all that other stuff that you can't control, and a lot of times, bad calls do happen,
happen.
things like that.
Yeah.
And so,
We saw
especially
stuff
from
last
the
night in the football game.
or the week before.
Yeah.
And then, but you got to really, because the kids will feed off of that, because parents will be the first ones to do it too. And so then if the parents are doing it, the stands are doing it, the coaches do,
Yeah.
And so, a lot of it is, the judgment stuff. I mean, they saw it one way, okay, if you weren't over there and you were on this side where you were supposed to, you wouldn't have been in that position. And it's just you really just got to work at it to do it. And you just got to preach to them. The big ones are like the safety. Like if it's just a safety, like thing with the kids, taking out play. Like those are the harder ones to control, because you're wanting to protect your players and stuff. And, but my wife probably yells more though at the officials. Not
Your
even now.
wife is so fun to sit next to at a basketball
is.
game.
I'm glad you guys keep it busy.
Well, she's awesome. She really is. Your wife, y'all's wives into it, or
Mine's very quiet at games.
really?
Very quiet.
and she needs to sit
She
next
needs
to
to
us.
sit with
Please encourage
Yeah.
her
Well,
to.
what's your wife's name?
Lindsay.
All right, Lindsay.
And-
Lindsay
Your
works
wife?
at Lindsay.
Yeah.
I will not
Corinne.
forget that.
Okay. And Corinne.
Yeah, she's
All
pretty
right.
quiet too. They're kind of cut from the same cloth a little bit.
When we come to the game,
Yeah.
tell them to come sit by us,
Yeah,
introduce
and we
themselves.
have younger kids. We have such a ball with the kids.
We're all kids ourselves.
We have kids that sit in James and I seats at the football game or family, and we just have so much fun with them. And it's
And
great.
we're watching
So-
them grow up. It's
yeah,
crazy.
It's fun. It's
awesome.
But
Yeah.
so Corinne and Lindsay, that's great.
Yeah.
Right. We know your wife. See, we've already got a podcast right there.
So you guys are providing the model. You guys are leadership from the coaching and from the adult perspective. How's the team shaping up in terms of, do we have some people that are kind of stepping up and being that mature leader on the floor?
Because I want to say
others,
this, and
yeah.
don't think this is the wrong way. That was one of the things last year that probably bugged me the most, was I didn't feel that team had a true leader. Year before, Isaiah, it was 2 years before, Isaiah really, but it was almost like last year there wasn't somebody, your alpha dog that would say, okay guys, you know.
Or multiples that
Yeah,
are
or
keeping the
multiple
other players
players.
calm,
Yeah.
keeping them focused.
And that's a big message we talk about all the time. If it's a coach-led team, we're not going to be as good. But if it's a player-led team where you guys hold each other accountable, like we're going to have something special.
Yeah.
So we're slowly starting to get there.
Okay.
It's definitely a process. You know, kids have to get outside their comfort zone. Can I tell him what to do and I'm not doing it myself? Or do I have people who, you know, I'm showing up every single day, I'm bringing it so I can tell everybody when to get in line. And so the Miles is probably one of the best at it right now, which he's one of our seniors.
Which is very interesting because I see him as so quiet.
He is.
Oh, he
He's
is.
gotten out of his shell a lot.
He
We've
has some
constantly
growth,
we're stretching him daily, but just trying to get guys who are not necessarily pointing, hey, you're going to be the leader of the whole team. It's everybody stepping up, being a leader, and when somebody steps out of line, it's you guys holding them accountable. So we're slowly getting there, and if we
encouraging
can
them,
get
because they are a team.
It is.
You know, it's a family.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the guys that are returning on varsity, I think these younger guys automatically just look up to them because they've been in those scenarios and
You
they've
would
been in
hope
that
so.
position.
For sure.
Yeah. And so even if it's like Coach said, we're all just growing up together. But I think definitely like Miles and Dylan Archie and guys like that have been through the battle of our district and stuff. I mean, these younger guys are
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and
And
Femi as well.
Yeah,
Femi as
Those
well.
are only but varsity return or like major minute varsity.
And so the
returning
guys,
kind of.
those younger guys are naturally looking up to them because they've been there before. But
And really, to answer your question, it wasn't from a lack of effort from like Ian Moda and Mason. I almost call him Miles for some reason. Mason's birthday was the other day. But it wasn't from a lack of trying, but there was, with the quarantine off and on, there were just so many other non-basketball factors going on that it was really hard to, even just from what you saw on the court sometimes, just really get in a rhythm and get, an established kind of rhythm to the season just in general from, this kid missed for, 10, 14 days and where the whole team does, then you get going. Now the next 2 teams you're playing can't play, day before a game, now we're trying to find a different team to play, and there were so many other factors. But it was, which you're correct, but it wasn't from a lack of some of those kids trying.
Yeah, and again, it's all from a fan's perspective. We're not with them every day like you guys are. So we see them twice a week, and so we're basing what, our opinions are based on the, 4 hours a week that we see them.
Yeah.
And it's you can clearly see sometimes there's a team leader, everybody's following them, or they're directing
Your
people.
Isaiahs, your Jay Scott,
Sure.
your Myron Fisher, Olin, all those kind of guys.
All those guys like that,
Who they all got to meet. We had a bunch of guys come through this summer.
I saw that, and one of the things I was going to ask you about, I see it on Twitter all the time. What's this program y'all are doing with? Excuse me.
We're losing him again.
He's going through the change.
Finally, finally.
I thought we were choking you up. Sorry.
No, not yet. But I get so emotional about Eagle basketball. This shot game or whatever it is, you have to explain it.
So we're big on guys putting in extra time. We want guys who, we tell them all the time, we're not going to win if you just show up during the athletic period and never show up again. So we're really trying to create a culture that embraces extra shooting, and shooting fixes a lot of problems. If you could shoot the ball, you have a chance to be decent on any night. So we're just really embracing and trying to build the confidence of kids shooting. So we have different challenges we do. There's 22 different shooting drills, and then they can get magnets on their lockers. So if John, for example, wins a shooting drill and say he got in a minute 15, well, that's the record. So everyone knows that John holds Celtics scoring. So next week when we try to beat it again, you have to beat John's time or you don't get the record board. So just trying to create some, 1, pressure in shooting, 2, some fun, and then trying to reward them as well, I think just makes it more game-like.
And I get the magnet and put it
Yeah.
on my locker, and so
Yeah.
you'll hear the kids talk about, like, you'll see some
Archie
of these.
has 5, Christian has 5,
Yeah.
That's
Miles has 1.
Yeah,
so-
some of the guys will be like, man, I got to get that one. You know, I'm going to pick those off. You know, just some friendly
gotta come in,
competition.
yeah.
Purposeful
That's
shooting.
cool.
Yeah.
They got to come
like
in there and
that.
see those magnets on another person's locker every day. You know, we want to kind of instill that competitiveness. You know,
And then it helps me at the end of the game if I'm drawing up a shot for this kid. Well, he has 7 magnets. I want this kid shooting. I'm like, you don't have any magnets. I want you shooting that shot. So,
Hey, you didn't have magnets.
yeah. Sorry, man.
That's funny. Who had the most magnets with we? So,
That's awesome.
you had mentioned you got a community event coming up.
Yes.
You want to speak to it?
Yeah, well, we're still working out some of the details, but
Okay.
Saturday, October 30th, be
All right.
a kind of a media day. Be earlier in the morning, kind of mid-morning. I think we talked about 10 to 12.
Podcast, where's that?
Yeah, 10 to 1, excuse me.
Yeah.
Well, those are some of the things we
Yeah,
talked
we're
about.
working
We're
it.
still kind of trying to iron out some details. We'll have a opportunity for meet the team, some player introductions, scrimmage, inter-squad scrimmage, 3-point contest, slam dunk contest, some
So this
chance
is-
for the community to
That's
meet
not
the
a bad
kids,
idea.
an open practice.
Because keep talking.
Sure.
But to do the podcast from there, because we can have these guys pop on 10 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
The kids pop on.
that'd be.
Come on.
That's what he said.
That's
yeah.
exactly what
That's
it
what
is.
he said.
I told him because we were talking about some like what you see some colleges and
Yeah.
I use Kentucky obviously as my example, like when they do their blue-white scrimmage, Cal will sit on the sideline with ESPN while they're broadcasting, and then the assistants are coaching each of the team and
Yeah.
stuff. And I told him, I was like, y'all should do get the Balling
Or it
Eagles
could be
come out
more
and do
like
a
Kansas and
podcast.
stripper poles. My God.
Wow.
Come
Our
on.
little duck over there.
Dude.
But
I'm sorry. I was sitting on that one. I had to let it out. I apologize.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, I really don't.
You're not sorry.
The real Nolan.
with Arkansas, I understand you not understand how to
where-
college basketball, how that
yeah.
goes, and I know they're
like,
good.
they're good.
I know.
Eric Musselman this year.
Yeah, no.
Okay, well, cool. The
Dude, that
30th.
is
then.
5-star.
30th, yeah.
So from 10 to 11, we'll do our inter-squad scrimmage.
Okay.
From 11 to probably 11:45, we're going to do introductions, 3-point contest, dunk contest. And then from 11:45 to wherever, it's could go up and down, times to be determined. But the next hour will be interviews. We have a couple of other people coming out just to interview, autographs for kids. Just kind of meet the team type of deal. Just to let the community come
media
out and see
people.
us and just
Yeah.
get excited about
Yeah, you
basketball season.
follow our Twitter page at Allen Eagle B-Ball. As we iron out these details, we'll post it out there.
But we definitely love for the community to come out because that's what we want to pack the gym out as much as we can. We obviously with last year, not a lot of people could come out to games, but
Yeah.
Got a food truck coming.
yeah,
Sweet.
just come and support the team.
We'll do it. We'll be there. We got it now. I got the schedule up here. So which one of these is the actual start of the season? Because you got the scrimmage. Is Frisco the first real game?
First real game is
Okay,
Frisco.
so November 12th at Frisco.
Yes.
A lot of road games to start off.
Yeah, Frisco, Marcus, Eaton. Oh, you're going back to McDonald's down in Pasadena. Because y'all didn't go.
The tournament.
Yeah. Did they have that last year?
No, there were no
Is it that
tournaments.
good of a McDonald's?
You see,
You have to go all the way down there.
I'm glad you caught that. So you got to be creative. You can't just go give them a
They will
hand.
be going to the McDonald's Invitational Tournament in Pasadena, Texas.
They have an indoor playground for the boys.
November 18th through 20th, which is always, I know y'all have a good time down there. The Thanksgiving Hoop Fest.
Y'all got to come to that one
That'll
Yeah.
be in Duncanville.
since y'all never can come to the
Yeah.
Pasadena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I'm preoccupied.
Yeah, we'll
I
show
get
up
it.
for
No, I
that.
understand it.
Hey, this year we might be there, bro. And then district play always starts after the first of the year. So, and it looks like
It's
It actually started the
before.
first.
Yeah.
I think we
Little
play a
Elm,
game before.
yeah,
Yeah,
the 21st you got Little Elm, and then the boy. Oh, you get to go to Geyer on January 4th. We love Geyer. We really do love Coach Long. We've got to tell you this story because you'll appreciate it more. The first time we rolled into they rolled into our district, we rolled into theirs, and the first game that we played was at our place, and we'd never met him, and he rolls up and he we looked down at him, and he's got brand new shoes on. We were like, I mean, brand new shoes. I'm like, dude, what's up with your shoes? He goes, let me tell you a story. He goes, got over here, got off the bus and realized I left my shoes at home. He said, I had somebody run out to a store there in Allen and buy him brand new shoes.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
And so ever since then,
Hey, nice shoes.
nice shoes. We always look like, you know, we threatened to bring boxes of shoes up and just set them next to us. You know,
That would be. We had some good battles at Sulphur when he was making his runs.
Yeah.
Some good teams. We would go to Geyer. We were actually on like a 4-year home win streak. Never lost a game at home, and they came and beat our streak at home. So we've had some good battles.
yeah,
I wasn't there for that one.
we love playing.
Hands-off.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Right up distance on that.
Yeah.
Well, this is from.
No, we love Coach Long, and he embraces us. I mean, again, after the game in which y'all beat him, he was on the other side of the court, and we just went over there, and he was with his parents, and he was physically crying. He goes, I knew they were going to do that. I knew they were going to do that. And we're like, well, then why didn't you?
Why didn't you respond?
Then it's on you, bro. But
He said he tried, and his
he
kids
was
wouldn't
gracious
listen.
and talked to us, and just, you know, he's always been really good, so we really do like it.
Yeah.
And so you got Geyer and McKinney back to back.
We do. I think every game in district is going to be a tough back to back.
Well, yeah, because you go Geyer, McKinney, Prosper, Braswell, Boyd, and Little Elm already started. So it looks like it's going to be fun.
No easy nights.
Loaded
Prediction time.
Predictions? I've got to see him first. I got to see what we're doing.
Us too.
And hopefully our preseason,
Yep.
you know, we're playing Lake Highlands. They'll be a top 5 team.
really?
They're super loaded. Obviously, like the Elite 14 scrimmage, the McDonald's Invitational, Thanksgiving Hoop
Make
Fest.
say you sure invitation.
But we'll get to play high caliber teams
Yep.
and competition. So hopefully, you know, that will get us geared up. To,
Yeah, the Elite 14 is Saturday. Like, that was right the week that football ends. So if y'all are busy, you want to drive out to Wichita Falls.
Wichita
Hershey
Falls.
High
Some
School.
good competition out there.
10
That might be a
teams
good
in
trip.
Texas, 10 out of Arkansas, 10 out of Oklahoma.
Yeah, I
right?
believe so.
Something
Yeah.
like that. It's
Blue Pig
good
City,
format.
whatever y'all say.
You know, you
Now, are y'all doing the in and out?
Yes,
Yeah.
modified from what we had in the past, just because you got to do that stuff the year before.
Yeah.
We weren't 100% sure what UIL would allow and stuff,
Right.
so instead of using 3 schools and having 80 teams, sub-varsities, and we're just doing one varsity bracket. And 20 teams,
And
and it'll
when
be
is
at the
that
high
gonna be?
school, the 26, 27,
27,
28, 29.
and it's loaded. It's just, but
Yeah.
it's just a varsity.
Of October or November?
December.
December.
Yeah,
It's right after Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll all be at the high school in those gyms. So
Awesome. Looking forward to
A
it.
little smaller scale, but
It'd be
still
more
gonna
of a
Yeah.
shootout style than a tournament style.
yeah,
Yes.
pool play kind of thing, just showcase.
Well,
whatever.
we're looking forward to it. I know, when you have change, you don't know how to. Is it going to be good or bad? But it is what it is, and we're glad to have you guys on board. Glad John's still here, because otherwise
Me
this
too.
wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Well, if you remember, I mean, this is my 3rd time I've been here, and you asked me the first time, like, my plans. I was like, I plan on being here until they tell me they don't want me here anymore.
Yeah.
So that's why I told him too when he started, when he was asking, our plans and stuff. I was like, I'm gonna be here till
He's an
So
Allen
I'm
kid,
told
man.
not to.
Yeah.
It's
And
awesome.
one of the best PAL leaders, teachers
Oh,
there, right
100%.
there, man. This
You
guy-
heard that, right? Well, because he teaches
I'm
PAL.
I'm under him right now. Man.
How are you?
Yeah.
No, kids rave about him, and that's good. And you can see it because we've been around a long time, and we do a lot of watching. You learn a lot by just watching people, and now the kids, respond to this guy is great. And the relationship he has with him, you can see it, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
And I'll even throw your wife in there too. The kids love your wife, and you see they come up to they all want to come see the Olchaks and talk to them, and it's really cool to see. So you got a good one here, and
It is.
we like him a lot, and
That's the first
You
thing I
got that
noticed
money.
when I came in. So I just kind of stood to the side when I first got the job and just watched them practice, let them lead it, just to kind of see what you have. And after practice, I noticed every kid walked by and told them goodbye. Yeah. Or a fist bump. So you could just automatically tell, he had that relationship piece. So
that's a big part of it.
It is. That's the largest
If kids
part
don't
of my
like the
opinion.
coach,
Oh my gosh.
the parents are automatically going to not like you because you're not playing their kid enough, or you're playing them the wrong way, and this, that, and the other. We don't care because we don't have any kids, so it's all.
Well,
good.
that's why we see ourselves as a friendly audience. 'Cause
Yeah.
we don't have any skin in the game other than trying to support you guys, support the kids.
Yeah, and backing you guys up. That's I think he usually asks it, but I'm gonna say, let us know what you need from us.
Yeah.
And
100%.
Because again, we are a 501c3, and again, our goal is to support athletics however we can. And if we don't know, we can't do anything. We say that all the time. So,
You want to sponsor a tournament?
well,
Are we rolling?
we're rolling.
It's a decided possibility.
We will be glad to help you sponsor your tournament. You just got to talk to us. That's all.
Yeah.
But don't wait till the day before.
And same for us.
Yeah.
We did a coaches show. I did it every weekend at Sulphur Springs.
Yeah.
So just whenever you guys want to talk to us, don't hesitate to ask. We would love to be involved.
We are definitely rolling.
The
No,
look on your face.
Well, yeah, no, it's, and I say that because I like you. I kind of grew up in small towns, and that was a big. The community sense of that is really cool. And as a kid, it was really cool because you got to interact with everybody at SOB, and you get to Allen. And it's different. It's huge, and there seems to always want to be this Chinese wall up, and you're like, why?
Yeah.
Don't put the artificial wall up.
There doesn't need to be. We're all human beings. And, why you just can't have a conversation with somebody, or you feel like you can't associate with somebody. You're up there, I'm down. Throw it out the window. It doesn't need to be like that. And so that's why I say I'm glad to hear that. You're approachable. Come talk to us.
100%. Anytime. You have our number. You can text us, email.
We'll get your number before you leave.
Don't want to hide in the office and just be, the public is bothering me.
Yeah.
I embrace it. It's part of.
That's good.
It's part of trying to build our program, trying to build our brand, trying to.
Well, that was one of the first when we were doing the summer stuff. I took them teaching the middle schools right before school got out. We went to the morning, went to 7th grade, saw all the kids. Then took them back in 8th grade in the afternoon, and when we were doing the our summer remind group and message group and stuff, and I was sending something out for her. He's like, just put my number on there and tell them I'm like, this is going to the kids and the parents. He's like, well, yeah. And I was like, so when he says he's approachable, he really is. And so I was like, okay. And so I was like, oh, well, I don't want him to do it all, so I put my number on it too. And you start getting messages from numbers you don't even know, and just asking questions, just kind of the open lines of communication. So.
Well, and one of the things we can do too, and we've done it before, and especially as you get into the season, I know it's harder to get in a setting like this because you got things going on, but you can do a call in. Okay. We'll call in and say, hey, let's talk about this game last night. From your perspective, we saw it. What did you think about it?
We'd love to do that.
We can do stuff like that.
Yep.
Would be great.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Philip, I know you got to run, and we're not going to hold you up because we want you to stay married.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I got to cut it short.
Okay, but
We got 3 weeks left, 3 weekends left before the season starts. So
Trying to get it all done.
she's got a whole checklist for me to take care of.
We appreciate you guys coming out. We're going to stop this podcast. We're going to start our football podcast. You're welcome to stay if you need to go. That's fine too. But thanks again. We're looking forward to it. And
Nice meeting y'all.
Thank you guys for having us.
Appreciate
Yeah,
you
it was
coming
a
out.
lot of fun.
Until next time, which will be in about 3 minutes. It's over. And we are out.